Uprisers, hi, it is Trisha LaCroix with Sacred Uprising Institute and Conference, and we are awakening divine love within you. Today we have Teri Stanley, and Teri is our energy healer, and she is going to be talking to us about grounding and shielding. It is a daily practice. So waiting for Terry to get on. Hey, Annette, how are you? I miss you. Let's see. So I'm just waiting for Terry to come on board. So before she comes on, I wanted to send everybody over to our website, which is www. So go to our website, go check it out to see to get information about our upcoming conference, which is going to be September 18th, 19th, and 20th. And sign up for the conference. What you'll be able to do is sign up for the early bird special, which will allow you to take advantage of, hold on, we're having a little problems for Terry. Terry, I hit it again for you. You'll be able to take advantage of a discount for the upcoming conference. So in addition to that, go check us out on Instagram. Just look for the pink peony and it's Sacred Uprising. You can also, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to Sacred Uprising on YouTube and take advantage of the videos that are downloaded within 24 hours. Let's see, Terry. Are you are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I was trying to add you again. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How was Mother's Day?
Quiet. Both my kids are up at university, so I was all by myself and got a lot of things done, and then climbed into my pajamas and was watching TV at 2 in the afternoon. It was so relaxing.
That's a good Mother's Day. That's a really good Mother's Day. Hi, Lori. Yeah, I
Hi,
love that.
Lori.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm so grateful you're teaching what you're teaching today. So what she's going to be talking about is grounding and shielding. And I get many messages from my friends that ask, how do I ground? How do I shield? There's many different ways of doing that, but you can teach them some great ways to do that, to protect your energy, to protect, I mean, if you're with somebody who's toxic, it protects you from that toxicity or the negativity. And in fact, when you're down or if you're having, emotional issues or a crisis, I have found it's amazing to go outside and ground. So I'm really grateful you're going to teach this. So take it away.
Great. Yeah, grounding and shielding, I think, are the basics to really controlling our energy and what comes into our energy and what we give out and to everybody else. Um, Even though it's basic, I think that it gets forgotten a lot of times.
Yes.
So I like
Yes.
to do this as part of getting dressed, as part of a morning ritual. So if you're lying in bed, this might be a way to start your day. Or if you're getting dressed, this could be another way of you incorporating these things into your life. So, um, a lot of people will come to me and they'll be like, I'm feeling spacey or I'm so dizzy. What's going on?
Yes.
A lot of people feel disconnected. They feel a little woozy. They may feel spacey, out of control. They could feel the opposite too. They could feel like really spazzy and just jumping from thing to thing to thing. A lot of people will get headaches.
Right.
A lot of people will experience pain as well from not being grounded. So, what exactly is being grounded? It's grounding is actually tapping into the Earth's magnetic field.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be we didn't have so much plastic around us or concrete. And
Concrete.
we used to
Right.
be
Yeah.
able, when we were kids, we used to be able to take off our shoes. And we used to be able to walk to the pool or run in the fields or run in the backyard or whatever. And that was our way of getting connected. the older we get, the more we're actually in shoes because a lot of us have to go to work. Maybe we live in a heavily city, so we're around different constructions. There's a lot of laminate floors. There's not, the natural wood floors that I grew up with back in
Right.
Chicago. So this is a way of really getting back in tuned naturally with the Earth's bio or energetic field. Okay.
You know,
Um,
let me say this is that I will have to do grounding because I'm very much in my heart center. But if I'm up in my head, I have to ground so I can get back into my heart. So when I feel that something is off, I have to ground.
Right. And I had also learned from somebody else. I used to get headaches all the time, especially when I worked with energy. And, because I'm always connecting to God and connecting to
Right.
people's angels and guides. And she had said, you're too much in your head. You need to bring your energy down into your root chakra. You need to bring it down into the ground. So people who are experiencing a lot of headaches, or brow aches or whatever, it could be a sign that your energy is way up here and you need to bring it down into the lower chakras and eventually down into the ground
That
as
makes
well.
sense. Okay.
Mhm. um, so grounding also helps reduce inflammation and pain. It reduces stress levels, it helps you sleep better, and it also improves your circulation. So there's a lot that goes into connecting with the earth. And so there are many different ways that you can ground, that you can connect. And so one of them is obviously taking off your shoes and your socks. You can go to untreated concrete. I was just reading this morning. So concrete that hasn't been sealed or hasn't been painted. I prefer the grass. I prefer walking in the grass. You could put your feet in the dirt. You could go to a river or a beach or a lake and you could put your feet in the sand. That works great.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
I also find there's a thing called earthing. So people
Yes.
actually lay on the ground in the grass or in the dirt or wherever, and that's called earthing. One other way that I love to connect to the ground is by tree hugging. Literally, when you go up to the redwoods, or maybe you have a huge pine tree. We have a huge pine tree in our backyard. So if I'm feeling off and I feel like I need extra grounding, if me walking barefoot in the grass isn't helping and I need more, I will literally go up to the tree, put my arms around the tree, put my forehead on the bark, and just kind of sink in. And with that helps bring all the energy down at a quicker, gentler, it's just more loving. It's really interesting way.
It's
So,
interesting that yeah, it's interesting that you said that because I've been told and I've done it is if you want a really powerful meditation, you go sit up with your spine up against a tree and
mhm,
because it will ground you. But
mm,
the other thing that I do is sometimes when I go climbing in the red rocks, I will go barefoot. It depends
uh-huh.
how hot it is here. Now, when it gets really hot, you're going to burn your feet. But it's an amazing, it's a whole different experience. And I find that I anchor in when I do that.
Right, right. So there's no wrong way to ground. You have multiple ways of grounding.
Right.
For those of you that I had to do this one time, it was early on when I was just getting back into feeling my energy, and I had an amazing healing, but it had left me so woo woo, so
Right.
woozy in my head and everything like
Yeah.
that. I actually went into her backyard and she only had potted plants. And I dug my hands into the earth, into the soil of the
Right.
pot. And I just
Right.
held on for like 5 minutes and then it just started to dissipate.
Right.
So you can get really creative on how you want to ground. Go with your intuition, see what you're guided to. But for those of you that love to meditate, I'm going to bring you through just a short 2 minute, maybe 2 minute, 1 minute meditation. So if everyone closes their eyes and you have your feet flat on the floor, and you're going to take 3 deep breaths. So Inhale through your mouth and through your nose. You can exhale out of your nose or out of your mouth. And you're just going to do that a couple of times, getting in touch with your breath, getting in touch with your heart, and just calming down as you breathe deeply. Next, you're going to picture your feet growing roots like a thick, old oak tree. And you imagine those roots growing down, down, down through the center of the earth to the core of Mother Earth. And you're going to wrap those roots around the core. And that is a beautiful way of grounding just your feet. Now, I always send a grounding cord from my tailbone down, and it wraps around the bed of crystals that would be next to the core. And there I'm securely planted. Now, you could take this a step further, and you can go ahead and extend your root chakra, which is connected to the Earth Star chakra, which is actually located about 6 inches into the earth, connected to your root chakra. And you can imagine it being sent down like a yo-yo, just kind of coming down and planting 6 inches below. And then you could kind of breathe up that earth energy from the core, up your roots, up into your feet, and into your root chakra, located in the groin of your body. And you can open up your eyes. And that's another way that you can ground. So there's multiple levels. You could just do the tree roots. You could do the tree roots plus the grounding cord. You could do the tree roots, the grounding cord, and the Earth Star chakra.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That will keep you firmly grounded. It'll make you feel firmly supported. So if you're someone who's very empathic and you feel everything going on around you, that is a practice you may want to start developing. That is something I do every morning. I do all three.
There's one way that I do it is that I'll take the roots, whether it's in my feet or whether it's in my root chakra. It's usually my root chakra, and I have it go down through the water, and I go through like all the different levels of the earth, the water, the rocks, the granite, and go all the way down to the core of the earth. And then I pull up the minerals from the core of the earth, and I let them go up and up all the way through my crown chakra and let them spill over. And then I do it again, and I'll do it 3 times.
Yes. So that's how I would start my meditations in the morning. And then I bring up that energy and I open up all the chakras.
Yes.
And then I connect to source, and then I bring it back up and down, up and down. So there's so many wonderful ways of grounding and connecting. And it's just however your angels and guides show you, whatever your intention is, however it makes you feel. There's really no wrong way. It's all about your intention. Your intention.
Yeah, get creative with it. And that's what they don't have to follow a ritual to do it. Get creative with it. Whatever feels good to you, that's what you do.
Right. And then the next part is shielding. And so sometimes we have other people's energy connecting to us, and it kind of drains us. So if you're feeling tired or you feel like you're catching something, maybe you're a little edgy. Sometimes people feel a little out of control, panicky, fearful. Maybe you don't feel like you're in control of yourself, like something's happening, something's going to happen, those types of feelings would also be another indication that maybe you need to shield, that maybe your environment is impacting you too much. And so just like grounding, there's many different ways to shield. When you were mentioning you bringing up the earth energy and it coming out of your crown and spilling down, that is one way to ground. And you would see this energy around as being white.
Right.
White is for like general protection. So there's different ways. You could call up the earth energy and have the earth energy surround you as like the cocoon, like being in a bubble. Um, and then you could also call upon God to go ahead and shield you. You could go ahead and ask Archangel Michael to come in and put God's white light of protection around you. There's many different ways to use the light, and there's many different colors too. So white is not the only color. So white, it stands for general protection. Blue is for increased communication. So if you're going into an environment where you want to have more effective communication, maybe you want to go ahead and cocoon yourself with blue. Green is going to be healing and protective, protective in terms of health. Okay. Pink is going to be for lightheartedness, romance, love. So maybe you want to feel, maybe you're going to come across some harsh energies and you just want to be more in a loving environment. You can surround yourself in a pink bubble of light. Purple's for spiritual protection. So shielding from psychic attacks is going to be purple. And there's always, I used to get creative and I used to sit there and just do the rainbow. I want it all. I need protected all the way. Being an empath, I needed all that extra protection. I could feel what the person next to me was feeling. I could feel the collective conscious. So if there was something going on and people were really upset about things, then I needed to protect myself even more. And I found out that just putting that white light around me, for me personally, wasn't enough. So for those of you that feel extra, you're highly sensitive. I'm going to suggest to you what someone suggested to me. And ever since I've done this, I haven't had a problem. So you go ahead and you imagine putting yourself in a box, okay? And this box is going to be of titanium. So you're going to, your intention is that it's really happening. So part of intention, imagine the sound of the walls coming down in front of you, both sides and back of you, top and bottom. Next, you're going to go ahead and bring down rose quartz walls. Okay, rose quartz is divine love. It's God's love. It's the vibration of pure love. So then you're going to surround yourself with that. Next, you could go ahead and surround yourself with one-way mirrors. Okay, and hear them fall into place all around you as well. And that kind of deflects the psychic attacks, the maliciousness, so that you are protected. So your intention while you have this is that you are firmly protected. Now, if you, there's always a chance that you allow things in. So please be aware of that you're not totally protected if you're leaving it in. If all of a sudden you feel like um, wounded or really hurt, you may put yourself in the victim vibration, and that kind of allows these things in. That being said, if you're in a harsh environment where there's a lot of yelling or screaming, you know what harsh is. So maybe you're at work and it's a disgruntled environment, you want to probably put your shields up a lot more often.
Well,
Okay.
there's a couple ways that somebody else taught me to do it. One is to do the mirrors, the one-way mirrors, but have the mirror reflecting outward. So I'm behind the mirror, so that whatever is coming around you, that it's a circle around you, that it can't reach you. And that helped me tremendously. Another one I've taught my youngest daughter is like a velvet cloak. Pick the color that you want, and you put it over you. You put it over you. It has a hood on it, and it protects her, you know, when she's at school, because she's also very empathic, so she won't feel everything. So there's just so many different ways to do it, and I really like the one that you said about the titanium walls. I haven't tried that one, but as you were describing it, I could hear it, and I'm like, oh, I like this one. This one's good. So
That was huge for me. That and because of my knowledge with chakras, and you know, there's two thoughts. So my thought is, because chakras need to be open in order to work with your meridian system. I've put shields on the front and backs of
yes.
my chakras. So then they're shielded as well, so that they stay open. There's a school of thought that we close down our chakras to, you know, when we're done using them, if we use them for readings, you know, of any type, then we would shut them down.
Right.
But if you are the same thought where chakras should be open, then you want to go ahead and place a shield, and it's however you imagine it. Mine looks like a little china hat, and it's made out of copper or tin or something like that. And it's just like, you know, right in front of the chakra, right behind the chakra. And so with doing all of that, I feel really good and
Yeah,
balanced.
and for people not to not to forget, your chakras have the, you know, in front and in back. So when I've had people work on my chakras, I've had them put roses, the color of the chakras, and push them all the way through the front, and they go out the back, and it's very purifying.
I bet. I
Yes.
bet. So there's really, you know, no right way or wrong way. Just experiment, have fun. But I would highly encourage you to make this a practice, a daily practice
Right.
that you would do. It would really, really help your energy. Another thing that you could do, what I do before I shield, is I call in Archangel Michael to remove the cords. Now that's going a step further, but for those of you that understand what cords are, they're just like energy cords that attach to you, and I just have them release and send it back with love, and then I shield once I'm clean. You know, so
I actually, from what you advised me on, I've been every day. I do that thing with my legs, you know, brushing off my legs, for the cue for my angels to remove all the cords that have attached to me during the day. So I love that. So
oh,
thank you for that.
you're welcome. So what she's talking about is, I have a certain symbol that I have a couple of them that I do, that when I'm done working with people, I slide my hands down my legs to cut energy, or I just sit there and wipe my hands. And I do the same thing for when I want Archangel Michael to come in and cut the cords. I just, you know, scoot like this, and that's my symbol for, hey, please come in and take care of business. That way I don't have to say it all the time. It's my intention. I've already
Right.
told them what my intention is, and it makes it easier and quicker, especially if you're in an environment where you can't automatically go into prayer and say, hey,
Right.
I need
Right.
your help, you know? So,
Right. No, that's great. That's great. It's just, I've done it in the car when I'm like, wait a second, okay, what's going on? And I've used that. I've slid my hands down my legs. So it's all about, like you said, it's all about the intent. And I speak everything. That's one of my callings. I have to speak it. So I've spoken it to Archangel Michael, and to actually Archangel Raziel, who's my assigned archangel, and said, okay, when I do that, this is what I need you to do. So it's helped me immensely. So
uh,
I'm really grateful. There's so many different ways to ground, so many different ways to shield. There's so many different ways, you know, even with the cord cutting. And it all, if you try it for 30 days, just try it for 30 days and see the difference that it'll make in your life. And that's my challenge for people. And then let us know how it has changed your life. If this hasn't been a practice that you've used, let us know, because we'd like to share it with others so that they know, hey, it does work. This is what you can do. And if you come up with even more ways, please let us know, so we can also so our viewers can know of even more ways that they can do it.
Right. So if people want to comment down below how you shield or how you ground,
Yep.
that may help somebody else that doesn't resonate with something I've already talked about, and
Right.
maybe they'll resonate with what you say. So that would be
Right.
a great addition to this video would be what everybody else does.
Absolutely. Well, Teri, thank you so much. I want to remind everybody, go and subscribe to Secret Uprising on YouTube so you can see. And Teri's, all of her videos are in her own little folder, so you can find all of her little tidbits of juicy wisdom on there. Also, want to let everyone know that I will be doing a video here in a few minutes. It's a story of empowerment and how, when you change your patterns, how new worlds emerge. So don't miss out on that. Teri, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, Uprisers, thank you. We'll see you soon.
Have a great day.